Thank you. First of all, I want to thank all of you all for coming out on behalf of Frank. We've come here to honor someone who has spent almost 40 years dedicating his life to public service, but also someone who, in the course of those 40 years, found the time to do the things that you've seen displayed on the screen and devote his own personal time to improving the lives of people around the country. We, in Mergers 3, who've had the benefit of working with Frank for all these many years, are certainly going to miss Frank as he leaves us. We want to wish him well. We don't have any formal program, and I haven't prepared any formal remarks, and I was just thinking about, I've been working with Frank now since 1996, and there was one incident in particular that reminded me, or that I think is very typical of my experience with Frank, and it also involved one of my deputies. For those of you who know our shop, you know that in the mid to late 90s, we were incredibly busy. At that time, we had both food and energy. And everybody knows about the oil merger wave, but the supermarkets were also merging like crazy. And so we were working non-stop. And I remember during one of those periods, I managed to squeeze out a vacation of about 2 weeks. And when I came back, we still had the merger work was ongoing. There were about 4 or 5 non-merger matters that had been opened up in the time I was gone. And I came back and I asked my deputy, and I won't name my deputy who is in the room. I said, what was your plan for staffing these cases? And he says, I don't have one. And I said, well, why did you open them up? And he said, because I couldn't say no to Frank. Frank doesn't remember that. I definitely remember it. And I'm sure my deputy remembers it because we had some changes about who could put in for clearance as a result of that. But I think what it illustrated is Frank always had an eye for not only merger transactions, but for conduct in the energy industries that had the potential to hurt consumers. He was very much the cop on the beat, very much someone who was concerned about consumers, and he was someone that we could always trust to be able to look at something that to most of us seemed innocent or mundane, and find out the way that deal was going to hurt consumers. He very much had an eye for theory. He very much had a heart for consumers, and I think the public is going to lose by having Frank leave us, but benefit because of the work that Frank is going to be doing in his retirement. For those of you who don't know, he is going back to India for a short period of time. But even when he gets back, Frank's plans are to begin teaching math. So he's going to be benefiting the public through his work. And I think that just is indicative of who Frank is. I've had the pleasure of meeting his wife for the first time a couple of months ago. And I've heard Frank speak so much about her. And she very much is a partner with Frank in the things that he has been doing. And I want to commend the two of them, both her for lending him to us for all these many years. We've been very grateful for that. And also for their lives together from this point forward. I think it's going to be, it promises to be, I think, a journey that you both will enjoy and will benefit others. And to me, that's the best kind of retirement. So I want to commend and salute both of them right now. Frank, we have present to you.
These are my sons, they're not
Okay, we'll give you the podium in a minute, we can say. All right. First of all, I want to work to give you this award for superior service. It says Frank Lipson, in recognition of his devotion to the Commission's mission to make life better for competition and consumers, as well as his efforts to live out the spirit of the Commission's commitment to improve life in his endeavors around the globe. Mr. Lipson is awarded the Superior Service Certificate honoring his years of service to the people of the United States, the Bureau of Competition, and the Federal Trade Commission. Signed, Deborah Platten.
Thank you.
Also, as befitting your many years of service.
Thank you.
So, the floor is yours.
Oh, this is heavy.
Yeah.
Better than live.